Vortex, if they really wanted to make America great again, they would force the citizens to make stuff. And they would have really, really strict rules on mass consumption. Now, I know I sound like a fascist. It's because I am. In a lot of ways, I am a fascist. And, you know, that's what happens when you've worked in an industry where you watch people repeatedly, almost daily, if not daily, pollute their bodies full of garbage. Now, you could say this about a lot of different places, not just fast food, you know? Because there's quite a bit of junk out there. And you could say that about a lot of things, not just food, you know? You could say that about a lot of social media sites. You could say that about, you know, television, porn, all kinds of shit. It's really all about being mindful. It's like none of these things, aside from maybe pornography, which, you know, I have to be opposed to because, you know, I'm a Christian. But it's like, I know people that watch porn that aren't addicted to it. They're very few and far between, but it is possible for those people to exist. Just like I know people that eat, you know, fast food that aren't addicted to it. But I would say that most people that eat fast food eat it a lot of the time. Because once you get yourself into that habit, it's quite difficult to get yourself out of the habit. So, if we actually lived in a country that had morals and ethics and standards, we wouldn't allow people to fall by the wayside. We wouldn't look at that like, oh, it's something that we should rationalize because that person has the freedom to do that. You know? As an artist, you'd think that I would want to continue a capitalist society because that would allow me to pursue the things that I want to pursue. And while that's true, I don't think that people understand that the end goal of any of these political philosophies isn't for, you know, a decent society to exist, you know? That's just not the case. It's never been the case. It will never be the case. Does that mean that we should just give up on society? I mean, I'm not. That's why I still make art. You don't have to think it's good. I don't give a fuck. It's absolutely insane to me that people will either do something or not do something all because of what somebody else had to say about it. That's fucking crazy. These people have no personality at all. First of all, you will be criticized. Whatever you do, people are gonna not like it. because it's going to remind them of all the shit they're not doing. Okay? And while it would make sense, you know, if somebody doesn't have talent or somebody isn't funny, like, why would they do stand-up? Well, because it's good for them. There are a lot of people that I've seen on stage that I wish I hadn't seen on stage. Okay? But that's fine. I'm not going to tell them not to do it. I'm not like working for Satan or anything. I mean, telling people not to create all because you don't like what they created is fucking satanic. So, while it's something that you can feel good about in the moment, you can pat yourself on the back for telling somebody something that you think they needed to hear. While I appreciate that, I really do. It's not very constructive. Because, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that I don't like. I mean, I don't really understand, like, why people watch sports. Like, I get that they love the whole concept of games, you know? That makes sense. But if it's rigged, then what's the point? You know, that's just my take. But, you know, that's why I don't watch, like, the Grammys. I don't watch the Oscars. Back when I was, like, more interested in celebrity culture, I watched that stuff just to try to understand it. But once you fully accept, like, how controlled everything is around you, you just live your own life, and you don't care what the sheep have to say about it. Because, yeah, people that think that their opinions are valid, those are people that, you know, typically leave comments, you know, because they think that their 2 cents needs to be shared with the world. And, you know, I'm not going to try to stop you. I'm not going to be like one of these sacks of shit that, like, turns the comments off or blocks you or whatever the fuck. Because I want you to feel validated within yourself. You know, I don't want to take that away from you. You know, most of these people, they don't have anything going for them. So if they can't leave hateful comments on somebody's social media, it's like, what are they going to do? They're going to have to distract themselves even more with something that's probably already killing them. You know? I don't know, man. What's crazy is that, like, I'd really like to get to know some of these people. Like, just to see what they're about. You know, because my idea of them is probably completely different than the way that they actually are. Because unlike what many people probably think about me, it's like I can accept being wrong. I can accept the fact that maybe my idea of people isn't right. I hope that it's wrong. Like, most of the time, I hope that my idea is wrong because, you know, I tend to think that people are shit because they prove that assessment correct more times than they don't. But hold on, I gotta find my work. But yeah, that'd be really, really cool if all these people that complained about me were, like, making really awesome art. Maybe they're on Patreon or something. Maybe they're on Patreon or some other, like, website specifically for content creators, you know? They've got to be doing something really, really productive, you know? Like, I shouldn't just assume that they're all wastes of space. You know, they might cure cancer.